Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's September 30th. 3/4 of the year is now gone to 2024. And one of the things I did yesterday, so I've been trying to thin out a lot of the plants that we have in the first food forest. I really planted things too densely, and it's been several issues from having things planted too close together. So, and I've been transplanting a lot of those trees and different bushes down to the new pond excavation site. And one of the things I did yesterday was I dug up a whole bunch of our red currant plants. So here's some of our red currant plants. I think there were 6 of them or so. And then what I ended up doing was I used my reciprocating saw, and this is a big slice I made right down through here, and then I pruned the plants back bit by bit so that I could go ahead and get them down to a manageable size. Now these are the red currants along with black currants, pink currants, white currants, and gooseberries are all part of the ribe group. And they are really easy to propagate, and they are really prolific. And one of the things you really should try to do is once the canes come up, and they get much larger than this here, so this is like my index finger. Once they get larger than that, I really think, oh, here's a good example over here. So like this bugger here should be pruned right off. And then just prune it off just above where this new shoot came up this year. So I should have taken this one right off, but I'll probably take that off next year. So this one I probably got out of some of these plants 6 plants out of some of them, and I just was able to unload, give to a friend and her family a whole bunch of them for a border around the property. So that's working out. So these gooseberries and currant bushes, they're highly nutritious. These are the red currants. They're very, very nutritious, beautiful flavonoids. They're a small berry. They're not overly tart or tangy like the black currants are. They really require a taste, but they're really good to put in smoothies or put in other dishes, I think. So we really like the red currants a lot. And these got overgrown, got grapevines growing up between them, some bindweed, all sorts of different weeds. So instead of trying to transplant one big monster bush, I cut them up to reduce them down in size. And believe me, you could even just stick a stick like this in soil, and that would have at least a 50% chance of reproducing. A cane like this, if you cut and put it in soil, got a couple of nodes here beneath the soil, they'd produce as well. So really easy to propagate and make plenty of plants from these. The red currants, one of the things I would say, one of the things we experience is they start to lose their leaves midsummer when it starts getting hot and dry. Even our ones in the first food forest. That doesn't happen with our pinks or our blacks or our gooseberries. It just happens with our red ones, and I don't know why. There's a possibility they could have a fungal infection, but giving them good organic rich soil I think takes good care of them. They produce bountiful berries each year, and they really grow like crazy. They just lose some of their leaves midsummer, then they regrow some more leaves and before fall, and they go dormant earlier than the rest. So all pretty good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick some of these in the ground up here at the third food forest. This is the area that I started working on last fall. And so here we go. Okay, let's see. I just split this one. It was a little bit too large. So I split this one again. So this is about 1/10 maybe of the size of a, and even that would take off. And the roots are a bit too much here, so I'm going to grab the Klez pruning shears. Here's a reciprocating saw that I use, a good long blade, really important. Okay, that's good. This soil is the soil that I excavated from the most recent pond excavation. I jiggle it some to try and make sure I get as much soil in between all the roots down in there as possible. Use my fingers down in here as well. I dug these up yesterday and it was overcast, and I pruned them and all, as I mentioned, and then I went ahead and moistened them so that the roots would stay moist overnight. Okay, that's the system I'm using for getting these transplants in the ground. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Full out of bed, boots hit the ground before the morning birds sing. I'm working all around, feeding the animals, tending to the land. Sunrise to sunset with dirt on my hands. Sweat on my brow, muscles ache and burn, but there's no other way, it's the life I burn. Falling alive, working from dawn to night, pulling weeds, sowing seeds under the sun so bright. Falling alive, it's a never-ending ride, but every day in every way I feel that farmer's pride. Wife feeds the animals, makes all the meals. She's a hard-working woman, that's just how farming feels. She's picking and processing the fruit while I work the land. Together we build it with our calloused hands. The sweat and grind, it don't wear me down, 'cause every seed I plant makes this life profound. Farming alive, working from dawn to night, pulling weeds, sowing seeds under the sun so bright. Farming alive, it's a never-ending ride, but every day in every way I feel that farmer's pride. with services to be done, things to mend and fix, from dusk till the morning sun. We rest our heads, but the work's never done, living this fun life, from moonrise to sun. Farming life, working from dawn to night, pulling weeds, sowing seeds under the sun so bright. Farming life, it's a never-ending ride, but every day in every way I feel that farmer's pride. Hard work, dirty work, it's the life we choose. In the heart of the country we got nothing to lose. Farming life, it's where we belong. With every sunrise we sing this farmer's song.
Okay, I believe it's the next day after transplanting these red currant plants. So I went ahead and swept back. Now previously I had deposited, well, first I should start off with the swale. Goes right along in there. That's where all the wild weeds are. Another tree line on the other side of this, and then 2 more tree lines as well. Chestnuts, then we get to the blue spruce, then we get to the various nut trees and catawba trees. So good butternut, heart nuts. What else do we have there? English oaks, pecans. Those are all along there, and there are some along in here as well, but there's a lot of flowering pear trees on this line here, and a couple of apples and all. So one of the things I did, I really thinned this area out some and put a lot of wood chips down here a few weeks ago. And then yesterday I went ahead and dug out the wood chips there, exposed the soil down below, used some of the rich muck-like soil, rich soil that came from the from down where the pond excavation site was. Put that in there, put it around the root masses of each one of these. So these are the red currants. Not my favorite berry, but they are very nutritional. Black currants are probably the ones that I like the most. And I'm trying to keep some spacing between these for mowing and for weed whacking around, a future weed whacker. So, and they just go down and around this fence line down here. Now, one of the things I should have shown in the video is some of the roots were quite extensive on these trees, on these berry bushes. So I do grass them, and I'll try and show that in another video. I do grasp a hold of the root masses themselves, gather them together and prune those off. So if I've got more than a foot long of the roots, I just prune them right off. These are ribes, these are currant bushes. They're very hardy, and they will root like crazy. So you don't need massive amounts of root, especially if your hole isn't big enough and all. So that's it for today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And I'll be doing the black currant soon, and doing a lot more work in the first food forest, and doing some more work down there at the pond site, so that I can get to all the prep work for the winter here as well. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.